little freaks. Welcome to a brand new episode of Freakquels. I'm EJ Leeson, and with me today is my co-host and 5-time winner of the Handsome Boy Contest, Rory Colorasi. How are you, sir?
I'm pretty good. I was actually a runner-up.
Oh, I thought you won 5 times.
No, I didn't pay off the right people.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
next time.
Next time.
There's always next year.
And of course, the voice you just heard, the podkeeper himself, sucks at basketball, but hell of a dribbler, young Vince. What's up, baby?
I'm doing good, dude.
Sounds
How
like
you
you're
doing?
sucking something.
Which is so weird because you just brought up basketball and use it as an analogy.
Yeah, fair
and
enough.
I didn't even realize.
Get this thing out of my mouth. Introduce our next guest.
Yes, and also joining us, film expert and Stallone's #1 fan. No stranger to the show. We had him on before. You'll recognize his stud, Joe Petitto. What's up, buddy?
Hello, old friends.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good.
What's new? What's happening?
Oh, since the last time I was on the show and I haven't been on in a while, the depression's gotten worse. The cocaine habit's gotten worse.
Good.
So I need to be on more. I'm okay with the cocaine habit getting worse. The depression really hurts.
Of course it would.
I need to be on more.
Now, what about all the restraining orders? Have any of them been lifted?
No, because he keeps bringing up every time I'm on Stallone's #1 fan. Every time they go ding, ding, ding.
It's too much.
It's
Yeah,
too
we have
much.
to stop
Yes.
talking
Hey,
about
Jay,
it.
you keep an eye on that Joe Petitto, you know?
Yeah.
you gotta check it out, all right?
Seriously,
Joe's
this is
watching
getting out of
me, and
control.
I know
It's
he
like-
is.
It's like 42 years now.
It's still a boat.
Another mother bum rock.
Seriously, it's just out of control. So we really need to stop saying that because it's getting bad.
I love that everybody has a Stallone. Everybody
I
has
don't. I'm not really good at it.
You
Hey, yo, how you doing, all right?
That's all I got.
I got to show him daughters, you know?
So Late Night with the Devil is probably one of the last movies I saw, and I also watched for the first time ever. I've been meaning to watch it because I love Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, but I just watched The Sting for the first time.
Oh, cool.
And it's phenomenal.
Good flick.
Yeah, it's great.
Not
Did you ever see
on
it?
board with that one.
No.
Yeah, I worked on that at Deluxe, and I found that actually weak. I was not a fan of that.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
Robert Redford and Paul Newman the first time. No, second time they teamed up. I apologize. Yeah, The Sting after Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Didn't
Yes.
see it.
Yeah.
Shocker.
I know people, it just didn't work for me.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I thought the costuming was awesome. The look, the
about
music.
grifting.
Yeah.
It's about grifting. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
just
Paul
didn't work for
Newman's
me.
great, and Robert Redford. Oh my God.
Hey, for the record,
great.
the movie's great. The Simpsons episode about it, much better. There's a
Okay,
much
I've never
better
seen
episode.
it.
I saw something pretty cool, too. I was starting to tell you about it before.
What?
Living with Chucky.
Oh yeah.
What's
How
that?
was it?
It's a documentary on the Child's Play movies.
Okay.
And what's really neat about it is that it's actually about the fact that the people that made all the Child's Play movies, it's like a tight-knit family.
Okay.
Since the first movie all the way down the line, it's pretty much been the same team. So all their kids kind of grew up making these movies and working on these movies and sometimes even starring in these movies.
Okay.
And it's from that perspective of just kind of this is what the movies were, this is the fan base, they show the conventions, they probably have footage of us somewhere in the background.
Probably.
But it was actually, there's a couple points in it where you're like, oh, it's kind of moving. There's a lot of stuff with Brad Dourif and Fiona Dourif.
So
just,
do you
tossing.
how do you feel about Brad Dourif?
One of the most brilliant actors of all time. But it's cool because I don't even think I talked about the convention that I went to a couple months ago at this point, I guess.
Yeah.
But Brad Dourif and Fiona Dourif were both there, and they're both just so nice, and there's so much fun. Fiona Dourif is incredibly nice and friendly.
It was a good picture you guys got too.
Yeah, she goes out of her way to be cool. That was the one with the Casper Van Dien shout out that he did for the show.
Yes.
And he's just awesome. I just wanted to tell one little quick story about him before we move on. So I went to the convention wearing that Stephen King Rules shirt from the Monster Squad. So I walk up to Casper Van Dien to get a photo with him, and he just looks at me. He's like, Stephen King does rule. And I'm like, you are the coolest human being ever.
Did you say you don't have to say anything else for the rest of the time?
You're just
you
too
rule,
cool.
man. Yeah.
But no, that Living with Chucky, it's worth watching. I think it's on Amazon Prime or something.
Okay.
But I really enjoyed it. But we talked about a lot of the movies that we watched in the last episode, and we're filming this. We're recording this episode immediately
An
after
hour
our
and a
last
half
one.
later.
Yeah.
So
I would
nothing's
say
changed.
nobody asked me, but I'm going to interject. But I've seen just about everything. But
I know you have.
The best film is Late Night with the Devil. By
Yes,
far.
for sure.
Absolute
100%.
masterpiece. Yeah.
It's a
It's
beautiful,
fantastic.
beautiful film.
Yeah.
What a awesome original concept.
Yep.
Unlike anything you've ever seen before, and I think it just works on so many different levels. I kind of brought this up last time, how it's filmed to look like a Johnny Carson show, but then you have like the commercial breaks and it looks like a documentary, and it's all black and white, and just all the creative choices they make in this, and performances too. Like the one guy, he is kind of he likes to prove magicians wrong, or
illusionists.
Like, yeah, and he's all about trying to prove everything wrong. That performance is like just awesome in itself. But then you have the little girl who comes out.
She was phenomenal.
She's remarkable.
She was
Yeah.
incredible.
You see her and you're just like, ooh, something's wrong with her.
I'm not a big fan of children actors. It's hard to get stuff out of them. They're rare finds. But I'm
So
telling
you don't like kids? Got that? Okay, Joe.
Correct. Okay. Anyway, moving on. I don't even know what to say to this.
Hey, real quick,
but her performance
But
is phenomenal.
it's one of those that it's a standout. She's just. I mean, I was like, my God, like she was incredible.
She was really good.
She was incredible.
That the guy that played the skeptic.
Yeah.
So you know what he reminded me of? He's like that guy that's in all of like the local plays. That actor.
Yep.
He looks like that guy that's like and everything. And
He's
real
actually in the
critical
third
stuff.
Matrix. He played the guy that. Do you remember when Mr. Smith goes into the real world and there's like that guy?
Yes.
That's the guy. That actor is that guy.
When he's a real. When he comes into the real world,
and
that's
he's
him.
on the ship.
Right.
Yeah,
that was.
that's him.
Oh my God.
completely
Yeah.
white
Wow.
suit.
No,
Not the. Oh God. What's.
not
Oh,
the.
God.
Not
No,
the
no,
yeah.
the architect.
The architect.
Not the
That's
architect.
it,
No.
So this guy, he comes into the real world and he's on
Yeah.
the ship, and he is Mr. Smith
Yep.
in
Okay,
human
yeah.
flesh.
Yeah.
Okay, now I know what you're
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah.
I forgot the character's name, but that's him. That's
Yeah.
the same actor, and he is so freaking good in this. And I was like, man, I forgot about this actor. He's like phenomenal in the movie.
I'm going to date myself
everybody,
here,
though.
but having lived through that time and watching a lot of those kind of shows and the way people like acted, like the skeptics and stuff, they truly did do their homework. Like
Yeah.
even with the acting and the way that they presented themselves on the show, like the way that he would say, like, I'm going to doubt you now. Like it was, I'm just sitting there going like, I feel like I've just been transported back to the 70s.
And one actor who plays Christo,
Yes.
looks like he legit
Yes.
is from the 70s.
He
Yes.
100%.
100%.
Looks like a guy that was on Carson.
100%.
Hey, by the way, everyone listening to this right now that's maybe like in their 20s, it's okay to just be like, what the fuck are they talking about?
Yeah.
Wow, I did not know that.
Hey-o.
Heyo.
I don't want us to spoil this movie or anything, but if you get a chance to see Late Night with the Devil, 100% watch it, because we all very much endorse this movie.
And if you want
I know
original,
our
It's a
opinions
must.
mean nothing to you, which I understand.
and we were talking before the show, if you want like original films being made and you're a film fan, please go and support these movies.
Yeah, don't go see King Kong.
Don't go see Kong versus Godzilla. Don't, just let it go.
That's a skip.
You know, if you like
Shitty movie.
Shrek, yeah.
If you like the Fast and the Furious movies, go to Godzilla. You're
Whoa.
gonna freaking love it.
Whoa.
I love you, Vince.
If you're I would just say this.
Hey, as far as Fast and the Furious movies go, one more ride.
I'll just say this about
I
Godzilla.
actually just started watching those movies for the first time with Becca.
I'm so
And I was
sorry.
No. I literally have my arms crossed. Like I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna rip into these movies. I love them.
Are you serious?
I'm only like 4 deep.
You will check out after 5.
No, they're so dumb. They're fantastic.
Yeah.
Five is what they call seriously, like the fans. That's like the Citizen Kane of the franchise. After that, it just goes right downhill.
All I know is that in those first couple of movies, I'm like, I get why Paul Walker is a movie star.
Yeah.
Oh no, 100%.
Yeah.
Moving on. All right, let's talk about the movie.
Did you
Wait,
do that
didn't
again?
What?
Because like you were like a talk show host, like you like shuffled your papers first. You're like, moving on.
Moving on.
No one at home can see this.
You also didn't ask me if I saw any movies.
Oh yeah,
know.
what did you see?
I didn't see anything.
How about some like adult movies? What are you watching these days, Vince?
All right, back to our no. Sorry.
You saw Dune 2 and Chicks at the same time.
Dune 2 chicks at the same time.
Freakquels After Dark.
Hosted by Sal.
Moving on. Let's talk about the movie that Joe Petitto picked out. Perfect timing, by the way. And
You
we
No,
think
it's
this
not.
would be our April Fool's Day joke?
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
You'd think this would
Yeah.
be our April Fool's episode, but it's not.
Yeah.
But it's not.
The best was I suggest this. They're like, yeah, and I'm like, it kind of passed.
But we're like, no,
We don't
we're
care.
doing it.
Hey guys, it's free. You get it when we give it to you.
Exactly.
That's it. It is what it is.
Exactly.
It was cool. I actually was really pumped
I'm
about
April Fool's Day fluid.
it. Yeah. Yeah.
Ew.
Same.
It's wherever I want it to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rory,
Every day is an April day.
Yeah.
So why not make it foolish?
Yeah.
here's the
Yeah.
real question though, and the only question I have, and we'll go around the room for this, is: do you fuck on the first date? Go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead. Just go. Just don't
All
even-
right, so the film starts with Mary O'Reilly O'Duffy O'Toole O'Shea. Or also known as Nikki. And friends, we see her and her friends, they're filming themselves and getting ready to attend their friend Muffy's party, which is being held on a remote island.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Normal.
There's like a couple stars in this that are pretty cool.
Are there?
Yeah. We have Biff Tannen.
Really?
Yeah, from Back to the Future.
McFly.
Why wasn't he in more movies?
Butthead. What?
Because he's basically Biff in every movie.
I was
Yeah.
gonna
That's
say yeah.
why.
Yeah.
You know
He's
what
a
happens?
one-trick pony.
When you're in 3 of the greatest movies ever made, you
That's
don't
enough.
need to be
Yeah.
in other movies.
Done.
You know?
Same with like Nikki. I was like, I know her from Just One of the Guys.
She is perfectly cast.
Oh,
Who-
outstanding.
which one? I'm sorry.
Nikki, the bitchy girl, I guess.
Oh yeah, no, they were all cast pretty well.
Yeah.
honestly, for
I
both
was just
of
like
them.
when I was watching it, I'm like, oh, like I believe she's like a real person.
The one who's
Yeah.
willing to fuck on the first date. Is
The
that
one that's
Nikki?
going to be in the convent or whatever.
Yes.
The joke was, yeah.
Oh no, is that
That-
the
that-
one
Remember
that
at
had
the
the
beginning,
abortion?
she's like, I'm gonna join the convent,
Yeah.
and
Oh, yeah.
she starts laughing.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm not doing that.
Fucks on the first date.
My life is to sin.
So then we cut to Muffy cleaning her basement, and she's getting ready for everyone to arrive.
Who, not to interrupt you too, that was Deborah Foreman.
Yeah, from
She-
Valley Girl.
Valley Girl,
Love
and
that
a movie
movie.
called My Chauffeur with Sam J. Jones, Mr. Flash Gordon himself.
Shut up.
Yeah, she was gonna be huge. I don't know what honestly happened because
She starred in this movie.
Well, there's that,
Yeah.
but she literally I thought was gonna be way bigger. And
Just
she's
wait a
retired
couple
now.
of years. There'll be some real sad documentary. that
Well, they
comes
did
out.
do. I went stumbling across on YouTube. They did a 30th anniversary reunion thing. I do want to watch that. It's about an
Yeah.
hour. I want to check it out.
Probably
Yeah.
some horrible thing that's
Probably.
just gonna give you a bad way to look.
Probably,
at
but I want to check it out anyway.
Yeah.
it's like in the '80s, she was the biggest star
Yeah. Yeah.
until
Yeah.
the voice
Yeah.
drops.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah. But actually, your
And then
biggest.
it goes like from color to black and
and
white. Yeah. Like
so she
fades
met
into-
scummy producer.
But actually, your big one was Amy Steele from Friday the 13th Part 2 in this.
Yeah,
Yep.
Amy Steele's in this.
Amy
Yep.
Steele's
Playing
awesome.
Kit.
And she's in this. Yep.
Hey.
The producer produced that Friday the 13th too.
Was it
and wanted,
Frank
he-
Mancuso?
Yeah, and he produced this and picked her, wanted her in it. Yeah.
Hey, I have a fun story about Amy Steele. She was actually at one of the Monster Manias that I went to.
Mm-hmm.
So I went up to her and I was talking to her because I'm a big Friday the 13th 2 buff, you know?
Yeah.
And she was with
That's
her.
a damn good movie.
It is. It's
Yeah.
just a solid
I'm going to be
I think
honest.
it's the
I
best
actually
sequel.
I think it's better than the first one.
I think it's
actually
better
think
than
it's
the
I think
better.
it's better
Yeah.
than the
agree.
first one.
I really do.
Um,
Yeah.
But she was there with her daughter as well, and they're both like real like fun to talk to. I got one of like an 8x10 of her, and she signed it, did the whole thing. So the next day, I'm like in one of the vendor rooms, and I think I was actually with like Mike, you know.
Yeah.
And she comes up to me, and she's like real panicked because she thought she like shortchanged me.
Wow, really?
So, yeah, her and her daughter apparently like seeked me out because they thought they like ripped me off or something.
That is adorable.
And I'm like, you didn't. I mean, yeah, give me that money. No, I didn't say that. But like, I was like, oh, like, you're like a really nice lady.
Yeah, that's so nice.
So bite your tongue, you perverts.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Very nice people.
No, she even in this, she's amazing.
Yeah,
in
she's
this.
always.
She should have went further. She really should have.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
she really
most
I
people.
feel like everybody in this movie, like
Except
this cast,
for
is,
Thomas Wilson.
Oh
yeah, he never won. Anywhere.
He's Biff.
It's funny, like I know, like in the Friday the 13th circles, like those fans. I know Amy Steele is always like everyone's favorite final girl.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Because
I think she is out of Friday the 13th one of the best ones.
yeah, her and
100%.
Megan.
Part 6.
Part 6.
Megan.
Yeah. Tom Matthews.
I saw Part 6 in
legend.
theaters. Alice Cooper song. I love Part 6.
6
Yes.
is awesome.
6 is
4
awesome.
and 6 are my faves.
Yeah, I love 6. I'll defend. Yeah, Mask. Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, I will defend that movie till the end of time.
Dude, it's awesome.
Yeah.
You
I
don't
love
have
Part
to.
6.
Just
No,
so you know.
I know, but it's people
It's
are
a
like
legitimately
people
good
are
movie.
like not to get on that train, but like I saw the first one when they put it back in theaters for its 40th anniversary.
Me too.
And I'm not joking. I didn't care for it as much
No?
as I used to. No, meaning that like 2 is better, 6 is better, 4 is better.
3's better.
In some ways, 3 is better.
I think so.
But when Betsy,
No, I
when Betsy
understand.
Palmer
It's-
shows up in that first Friday the 13th movie, I think that's some of the best stuff in the whole franchise.
Oh, no,
she
not that
shows
there
up
isn't-
and she shows up.
No, not that there isn't best stuff in there, but I mean just as a whole. Like
I know what you mean.
They got they got better.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think that franchise found its footing later on.
Exactly.
Jason
exactly.
was,
Exactly. It's not like Nightmare on Elm Street where, like, as they went on, but then they started to peter towards it. Like, this kind of found its footing as it kept going on a little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah.
Kevin Williamson talks about how Friday the 13th Part 6 actually inspired him to write Scream.
Get out.
Because he saw the
meta
tie of like humor and horror.
Okay.
And then that kind of like really got the ball rolling.
That
for
totally makes sense,
Scream.
actually. Now,
Yeah.
It has that meta quality
Yeah.
to it too,
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
that he really seems
Well,
to like that
especially
part where
the
she's
kids.
like, I've seen enough horror movies to realize that anybody wearing a hockey mask is never friendly.
Oh my
Yes.
God.
Like she's
yeah.
like literally talking
Yep.
about,
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, and then the kids like be like, "Oh man, I don't want to die," you know.
So
like,
what were you gonna be when you grew up?
yeah.
If you haven't seen Friday the 13th Part 6, people listening at home, you shouldn't be listening to this podcast.
Yeah,
And
it's-
if you're going to watch, you should probably watch the first 5.
yeah.
You
I
might
think
be a
the
little
whole
lost.
franchise is worth watching.
Yeah.
I'm a fan, man.
100%, man. I'm
even,
with you.
even when it gets really bad, it's like a good kind of bad.
Like Jason in Manhattan and Jason Goes to Space.
I have the Part 8 poster
Oh
in my apartment. It's signed by multiple actors.
Hell yes.
Yeah.
Hell yes.
Yeah, don't listen to Rory. Actually, keep listening to us. Don't. Yeah,
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah,
listen
we're
to
better.
us. There's
Yeah,
better.
we're better.
There's better podcasts.
So, anyways, Muffy's cleaning her basement downstairs, obviously, and she comes across this old Jack in the Box and starts to remember an old birthday she had as a kid. So she's winding it, and eventually a little thing pops out, and she's like, "Oh, that's great," and she puts it back on her shelf.
I thought it was a huge thing.
you would think it was huge.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Did you find it weird when she like actually opened that box and all those chains shot out?
But no. Seriously,
You
was
opened it, we came.
Jesus Christ.
That was the last podcast.
Oh,
I will
sorry.
show
Yeah,
you
that was the one that I
suffering.
different podcast.
Different.
Was it the little
Such
thing
a-
that? Was it the thing that popped out of the chest in Alien? Is that what was in the Jack in the Box?
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks
Okay,
like.
that's
It
what
looks
I
like
thought it was.
Yeah, it was
Now,
Xenomorph.
Vince,
Is
let me
it a
ask you a
xenomorph?
question
Oh.
as a young Vince.
Yes, sir.
When she's doing the Jack in the Box and
Yeah.
it popped out, did it scare you?
I mean, it's something is there, and then nothing is there, and then there's something there. Oh my God, I can't.
I know, man.
It's too much for
I was
me.
worried about you when I was
Yeah.
watching this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a lot.
That's why
It's,
if you play peekaboo with this guy, he loses his shit.
it's
does.
sensory overload. It's too
Right.
much. I can't.
So the friends wait to board the ferry, and Nan Youngblood shows up, Great name, by the way,
Yeah.
Nan Youngblood.
Yeah.
Among the friends we have Arch, played by Tom Wilson from Back to the Future.
McFly.
Chaz, who loves to like film everything and make your flies down jokes.
Yeah. Oh, he's my favorite.
Chaz.
He's
yeah,
supposed to
Chaz
be,
is
though,
the
right?
coolest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the cool, like,
Yeah.
cool guy.
And then we have Kit, played by Friday the 13th Part 2 actor, star, Amy Steele. And rolling up late are Rob and Hal. Now, Rob you might recognize from the Leprechaun movie. The first Leprechaun movie.
Oh, yeah. We
And
just
that's-
rewatched that.
Oh,
course
did
you
you?
did.
Yeah, we watched it on obviously on St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
great.
Hey, Warwick Davis is a star.
He's
Did
amazing.
you ever see the show that he did a few years back where he's playing himself? It was just a hyper.
Willow?
No, not Willow. No, no, it wasn't Willow. It was. I forget the name of it, but it didn't. It lasted only like one season. But
Willow?
No, it wasn't Willow.
Where he plays himself.
Yes.
And Val Kilmer comes and they like hang out and they're like,
Yes.
he's wearing the Batman mask and stuff.
Yeah.
Yes, I
Yeah,
forget the name of the
but
show.
like it's a
It was
hyper
great.
realized version of himself, but it's fantastic.
Ricky Gervais like helped
Yeah.
write it and
Yeah,
stuff.
it's absolutely
And
fantastic.
Stephen Merchant.
Ricky Gervais, I'm in. Okay.
Yeah.
The man's a treasure.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Warwick Davis is also a treasure.
I
Yes.
100% agree.
I went to a convention that he was at, and he was doing a Q&A, and there was these little bastard kids that were trying to like fuck with him, and he just turned it right around on them because he's so witty,
Yeah.
and he had like the whole room just laughing at them because they were being
Yeah.
dicks,
Yeah.
yeah.
and you can't with that guy.
No, that's why you really need to watch the show because what you're talking about, he brings
I
to
would
that
watch that in
show.
a heartbeat.
Yes.
Oh, you have
Tell
to
me how to
watch
see
it.
it, and I'll watch
No,
it.
really, yeah, I can't think of it. What's
Yeah,
the
I
name
can't
of it?
think of the
It's
name
so
of it.
good.
It's really funny.
So good.
Vince, they're talking about Willow.
So, and rolling up late, like I said, are Robin Howe. But we also meet Skip, who is Muffy's cousin, like distant cousin to Muffy St. John.
Duffy, his name is.
Yeah, Skip or whatever. I don't know. So Nikki tries to get. So Nikki, she's trying to get a tan in and on the ferry, and Hal makes some small talk. Now Hal's really funny. Actually, I think Hal is like one of the
big Bruce
funniest
Springsteen
characters.
fan. Yeah, love him.
And he's just like kind of a country accent, but really is
Love sales.
loves sales.
Oh
yeah.
my god,
He
If
talks
you
about
eat
sales the whole
all day
time with
long.
you.
Yeah, I like that.
And then we have Nan, who is trying to read Paradise Lost, and she's well versed in blank verse.
Yes.
Get that? Paradise Lost is right in blank verse.
Yeah,
but anyways,
we all got it.
I hate you.
And Chaz, he's more into porn. He's just like,
Yeah.
check it out, this baby, and it's like a magazine of a girl with boobs.
No, it was not boobs. Do you want to go ahead? What
Oh,
was
yeah,
it? What was
yeah.
the magazine of?
I don't know.
Is it eagle flying?
You're very uncomfortable right now, EJ.
Yeah, I feel it.
Because he has that issue.
I do. So,
Signed. How did you get it signed?
so then Arch and Skip pull a prank, pretending Skip gets stabbed, only then to
Wait,
be
what
outdone.
the fuck game were they playing?
Catch the Knife.
You
haven't played this?
It's lethal.
This is a Thanksgiving tradition at my house.
Yeah.
You never tried playing.
So wait, explain the
Very
rules to me.
popular in '86.
I know. I don't.
Oh,
like,
you catch the knife. It's called
That's
catch the knife.
okay.
Now,
And you need to be flexible for it.
Number one rule: catch the knife.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
there's actually like a more hardcore version of this game. It's catch the electric carving knife.
Yes. Oh, that's what we normally play.
Yeah,
That's what you guys
Dude,
play.
I've been to your house.
Yeah.
For Thanksgiving. I walked in with 10 fingers and walked out with a good 6.
Yep. That's.
Did you learn your lesson?
No, he was really good. He
coming
caught
in.
it.
I
He
caught
caught
it.
it at least 4 times.
You know what I learned? What lesson I learned, Vince?
How to count from 10 to 6?
Thanksgiving with EJ's metal.
Yeah. Too bad he can't make the metal signs.
No, he
anymore,
can't because he
but-
lost the 2 middle fingers. That's all he can do.
So,
That's the only symbol he can make.
as they do this, they're only outdone by Buck, who loses an eye for real. What a show off, right?
I know.
He's just like, oh, I'll get these guys. But in reality, he gets squished
Would you
by a
expect
boat.
anything less from a man named Buck?
Yeah. exactly.
What a terrible way to go, too, by the way. Like, could you imagine the pain in that, being squeezed in between a boat?
To be fair, all he needed to do was swim slightly
Down.
to the left or down.
Right.
And he would have been fine.
Yeah.
And it's a boat, so it's not like it's like a speedboat. It's actually a ferry, which goes relatively slow.
And the fact that a giant vessel snuck up on him means that he can't really survive in this world.
No,
in which
he
we
shouldn't.
live.
That's
Survival
Darwin.
of the fittest, motherfucker.
That's Darwinism.
And
man.
how
100%.
good was that eye, actually?
It wasn't good at all. Couldn't even see that. Yeah, fair enough.
Bad depth perception.
Bad depth, yeah.
Yes.
So
Like the
they
McPoyle
make
twins.
their way to Muffy's house, and once there, Chaz and Arch lose their minds over the house, especially the dining room.
Oh, some of the best room reveals of any movie I've ever seen.
No, they're like,
I felt like I was watching
look at
Home
this
Makeover.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Wow, look at that dining room.
This is a dining room.
A living room.
Yeah.
And a kitchen? What else do we got?
Look at this house.
I bet this place got a bedroom.
So they all explore the house. Meanwhile, Skip feels extra guilty about what happened to Buck, and he's
Well,
like,
he should.
yeah, as he should.
Actually, most of them just shake it off.
Yeah, everyone's like, Buck lost an eye.
Like, think about it like this. If we were out with our friends, in all seriousness, and something like that happened, most of you would go home. It's over. You're all signing up for therapy. These guys are just kind of like,
That'd be it. We'd be over.
it's fine.
It's only Buck.
We got a bunch of pranks we're going to pull on each other.
And most of the guys, I'm going to score this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I literally, when they're walking in to the house, none of them care.
No.
No
They
one
really
cares.
just cared about scoring.
Except Skip.
It was the 80s.
It was
the 80s.
the 80s. Excess.
And so at dinner, they pull a couple of pranks on each other. A whoopee cushion, a breakaway chair.
hysterical.
Nan gives a toast, and Muffy adds a little more and gets a prank on them while they all sip away. Like, so classic Muffy, where they all take a sip out of their wine and it spills all over them.
Which I love.
Yeah.
Real quick before we speed past it, did you go past the weird hot dog reveal?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I don't know.
Whose idea was that?
That, again, was probably the producer.
Some of the kitchen scene when they're just taking their little...
Yeah.
What would you
quiz,
prefer, A, B, and C?
Cosmopolitan quiz or whatever.
Yeah. That scene is fascinating to me.
Yeah. That was fun. That was actually...
You're going to, again, it's the 80s. It was all, you could get away with a lot. It was all... Porky's kind of stuff.
What fascinated me was that was actually a scene that they were going to use in the Barbie movie.
Are you talking about the scene straight out of Cosmopolitan magazine?
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
I like check. What was C again?
So Hal, alone, he's trying to come up with some pickup lines to try on Muffy. As he's putting away his clothes, he finds a bunch of cutout articles taped in the dresser and on the door. And these all read like 6 people are dead in a car crash, or and all these violent parts are like circled. So basically these are like murderer keepsakes, which he completely ignores.
Hey,
It's
if
just
you,
like,
can, if you could just walk off your friend's face getting crushed, By the way, that dinner scene, right?
Yeah.
When the girl gets up and she makes a speech about being friends.
Oh, I have something on this. Go ahead.
So in my notes, it says the girl making the speech, she is 100% the girl everyone goes out of their way to lose contact with. Because I was listening to her and I was like, And then for some reason in my notes, I just put Tom fucking Wilson.
Yeah.
I must have been enjoying his antics.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
He's
Go ahead.
no, he's probably in all honesty, of all the actors in this, he's my least favorite in it.
Really?
Yeah. He gets annoying after a while. Yeah.
Whose character is that?
That's Arch.
Yeah.
Arch?
Yeah.
Would you call him a butthead?
Yeah, that's what I mean. It just I don't know.
Make like a tree and get out of
Get
here.
out.
So I'm going to tell you this right now, just before we go forward. All the pranks that they pull in this movie, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with me, but this is like my definition
classics.
of hilarity.
I'm with you. No, I'm 100% with you.
Beck and I were like laughing
It's fantastic.
so hard because
It's
it just
genius.
keeps happening.
No, it's fantastic.
The chairs.
Oh, it's
Which
excellent.
collapsible
It's how
chair.
Wilson falls out of
It's
it.
awesome.
Yeah.
It is. It's awesome. Yeah.
Like the
My-
collapsible chair. and-
My thing on pranks is confuse, don't abuse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you just confuse someone,
Yes.
that's fucking awesome.
What
Yeah.
the
100%.
thing? I mean, skipping ahead a little bit, but that part when they turn the light off and then another light
that was
comes
awesome.
on.
That was
That's-
that was
That's
beautiful.
just like
That's fantastic.
that gives that movie a reason to exist.
100%.
Yes.
There's that, and you know what's going to happen, and you still laugh
Yes.
at it. You
Yes.
know when the second light goes on, you know what's going to happen on the third light, and you're like, oh, I know.
Yeah. that's gonna
And I'm going to be honest too. Like, even though the director's not a known director, the way that's shot, they knew just enough how long to play that out so it does not get boring, redundant. It's just enough to go boom, 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 and done. It's perfect.
One of you might know the answer to this. Who's the guy in the suit smoking the cigar?
How?
So Hal.
Yeah.
In my notes it says Hal looks like the kind of jerk who makes you sign a few forms and you end up losing your house.
Yeah.
That's what I got.
pretty-
Well, they were
accurate.
really all playing like stereotypical characters. I mean, her name is Muffy. Well, she's the rich one. Do you know what I mean? They were all playing stereotypical characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you saying they were characters in a play? Oh, okay.
Yeah, basically.
So there's a scene at the dinner table where they're all like eating, and who's the photographer guy that I love?
Oh, Chaz.
Chaz. There's a certain point where he takes the salt off the table, and the entire movie I just watched Chaz. He takes the salt off the table, he pours it into his hand, sprinkles a little bit on his food, and then just pours it onto the
Yes.
floor.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
yes.
just fucking love it. I was like, oh, he's a dick.
yeah. Yeah.
Good, I get it.
Or he's got like OCD or something.
Maybe, but I just love the idea of like a producer being like, no, that has to stay in there. Make sure you do that. Do that again.
Do you think that wasn't in the script? He's just like he's just fucked
Probably.
up.
Yeah.
There could have been some ad libs in there. Seriously, they might have said just go with it.
Yeah, he was really good.
Yeah.
One of the ad libs is that exploding cigar.
Oh, for Hal. Yeah.
Real fast though, to what Vince brought up though, couldn't you see this actually being a play though? The way that it was structured, it really could be a play.
Because
So-
it's all in one location.
Exactly, with just a
Yeah.
bunch of central characters, and that's
Yeah,
that.
I was gonna say fuck it, spoiler alert. But yeah, this would like at the end of it, this would make a very
100%.
interesting dinner
Yeah.
movie. I would fucking
I would do
I'd
it
be
in a
in on that
heartbeat.
100%.
Heartbeat, yep.
That'd be awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Becca kept pointing out that it has a lot of hallmarks of like Agatha Christie novels.
Oh, definitely.
Is that a
Definitely.
book?
So once you grow up, young Vince, there's going to be these type of books that don't
cool.
even have like pictures
You
in
beat
them
me.
and
Good. You beat me.
pop-ups.
You beat me to it. Awesome.
Yeah.
There's
Thank
even
you.
some elements of like Clue.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I love
it's-
that.
it's fantastic.
Oh,
Yeah,
no, it's
exactly. It's
definitely like
fantastic.
Clue. Which is one of my favorite comedies.
Absolutely
ever.
underrated masterpiece.
No, I disagree. I can't stand Tim Curry.
Oh,
What?
God.
I'm just kidding. Go
Oh
on.
my god!
Said no one ever.
Oh
have
my
you seen?
god!
Have you seen Home Alone 2?
I love Tim Curry. Go.
Yeah.
Legend.
You
I'm
need to
sorry.
Tell me you love me.
You need to see. You
I
ever
love
see
you.
Legend?
I love you.
Vince, did you ever
funny.
see Legend with Tom Cruise and him as Darkness?
No.
Yeah.
You need to watch it.
Okay.
You won't even believe it's Tim Curry.
I'm
It's-
in on that.
It is the great. You've seen it, right?
With the greatest devil look.
The
and-
greatest devil look you will ever see in performance. It's incredible.
I was.
You won't watch it.
It's phenomenal.
I want to say 9 years old when it was Halloween, which I hate Halloween and scary shit. My father busted out Rocky Horror Picture Show,
Okay.
and I was like, I can get in on this. This is okay. I like that. So yeah, Tim Curry's been a very big
Oh, Tim
part.
Curry.
The way
is
you were
phenomenal.
starting to tell
No,
that
no, no.
story, I
Yeah,
thought
yeah.
you were going to say, I got molested on Halloween.
That was
Watching Legend.
that was
Oh,
after.
transsexual
By Michael
vampire.
Myers. Raped by Mr.
Mustafa.
Jason
Oh my god! Yes.
Raped by Mr. Mustafli.
That was after.
Fucking hate actors.
Again, I don't want to get up, but is Team America not one of the greatest movies ever
Dude, I
made?
just rewatched it.
It's a
amazing.
masterpiece.
Wait, Team America?
Team America
Yeah.
World Police
Fuck
is
yeah.
Gonna need a mountain
it is a
house.
masterpiece.
Yeah,
Pearl Harbor sucks. Just a little bit more than I miss you. But
Any mention to Matt Damon? Go ahead.
Yes. So Arch surprises Muffy and tries to make his move, but she turns him down right away, and so he heads back to his room to read Chaz's magazine.
I also want to go back. What is Muff short for? Because he
Muffy?
makes this. Muffy is
Muffy.
short for. Muffy is short for what?
Muffy the Vampire Slayer.
Vagina.
Muffy is short for Muffoon.
Muffin. It was because
Muffoon.
he makes the point of like
Toshiro Muffoon.
Tara Muffoon.
all right, fuck it, just move past it. Go ahead. No,
I
go ahead.
Mustafa.
We're
I
past
tried
that.
to
It's all
make a
good.
Kurosawa joke, and I don't know if
Tara
Muffoon. You know, Toshiro Muffoon,
Sure.
his lead actor.
That's a
You
deep
lost
cut
the entire
I
audience
know.
right
No
now.
one,
They're gone.
No one
Gone.
got it.
Gone.
That's fine.
No,
That's fine.
there's at least one listener that we have that's wearing like an Akira Kurosawa shirt.
Yes.
You know him. It's Mike. And Mike's going, yeah! Love you, Mike.
That's for you, Mike.
That's for you, buddy.
Meanwhile, Skip is roaming around outside, and he heads to the boathouse. And after a run-in with a deadly cat, he actually has a deadly.
What?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
After a run-in with a deadly cat, he actually has a deadly run-in. Now, Rory,
Did I miss this part of the movie?
Yeah, remember he goes into the boathouse and a cat just jumps out and it's like, "Meow."
Apparently, the cat left much more an impression on you than it did me.
Oh, it left quite an impression on me.
I was gonna say.
Go on. What were you gonna say?
Oh, Rory, a little movie trivia. Did you know that cat was in several horror films? And its stage name being Michael Meowers?
Really?
Yeah, he changed
I
from
thought
his real.
I recognized him.
Yeah, his real name originally was Whiskers Applebaum.
Wow.
I don't know.
No, I
if
did
you-
not know that.
yeah.
Hey, you know what? What a great job that cat did.
He did great. Michael Meowers.
Michael Meowers is that's probably my favorite cat actor
Yeah.
I've seen in a while.
He was great. Anyway, Skip dies. So the next morning, the gang is playing a little soccer, and Nan notices Muffy. And Muffy, she goes to greet her, but...
Is this when she's doing dishes?
Yeah. So Muffy... is walking. They're outside and they're playing soccer. By the way, I feel like the friendships on this are genuine. This is some of the best chemistry I've ever seen between friend actors.
You have to go with the switch now too. How Muffy becomes almost like a different person.
Yeah. So you see Muffy and her hair is
she's all disheveled and a mess.
Yeah.
It looks like she put her finger in a socket. And
Oh,
it's just
I thought you were gonna. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So
Well, they refer to her having put something in something.
She put her finger, not. Okay, I got it.
What I
Yeah.
got from Muffy is that she kind of looked like somebody's weird, overly religious aunt.
yeah, she did.
Or
And
somebody
had the
that,
same clothes on.
somebody that would
Rory,
somebody that would lock Carrie White in a closet.
Exactly.
I was gonna
She
say
definitely
I
did.
had that aunt, and that was Aunt Diane.
Yeah?
Yes.
Shout out Aunt Diane.
Something Aunt Diane. Aunt Diane, we don't come to your house for Thanksgiving for a reason, but go ahead.
Yeah.
Catholics in the house.
So Nan tries to run after Muffy, but then she can't find her. So Rob and Kit go to the boathouse to boing,
Boink.
and they come across a very dead Kip floating around.
The way they shot that too was great.
Yeah.
It's really, you didn't expect it, and then she just it's fantastic.
It's a great float job, I want to say.
Yes.
But I
Yes.
also love the spacing in between the floorboards.
100%.
It was
Yeah.
beautifully
It
done.
looked
Yeah,
awesome.
it really was.
Yeah.
I'm not being glibber,
it
trying to be a
really-
dick about it. That was
it's
a
a
really,
really well done
was
shot.
really well
it
shot.
truly is. Really. Yeah.
I know. I actually really enjoed that shot. I was like,
it's
that's
really
awesome.
So she makes
And
that.
luckily, he floated by just in time.
There's that.
Timing was very good.
Yeah.
Impeccable.
But
I bet Rob was like, damn, I wish he just came 2 to 20 seconds
20
later.
seconds later.
literally,
Wait, who came 20 seconds later?
literally.
Rob.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I mean, Skip came.
Why couldn't everybody just come together?
Yeah, why couldn't they all just...
That's what we all try for.
We
It's not very.
try.
It's not easy to
Right.
do. But anyway,
Real fast though. Spoiler alert. This will all make sense though. What you're saying, he came by at that time.
Yeah, right.
It all does make
It
sense.
does
It's
make
not.
sense.
It's not. It all works.
but here's what I'm going to say to that is that the way the floorboards were spaced and the way that she looked made it very believable,
100%.
which is important, I think, in this movie.
Yes.
Everything that happens has to be believable, which I respect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't, but go ahead. No, I'm kidding. No.
You're 100% right. Because
I think it looked awesome.
If it actually went over the top, you know what I mean, or too movie like almost, if you want to
Yeah.
say, even though it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
It has to look like somebody's playing a prank.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I do too. So the guys, they go looking for Skip and find his knife. which is like broken in half. And then they're like, you know what's a good idea?
And Skip
Why
the
don't
night
we
before was getting hammered, right?
Yes.
He was the one drinking directly out of a bottle.
Yep.
If you drink out of a bottle the way that he drank out of a bottle, it's never going to work out well for you. Just so you know.
Vince, are you saying this just from experience or?
Well, yeah, something like that. But
Okay.
yeah, if you're going to drink that aggressively out of a bottle, things are not going to end up well for you.
Vince used to own a successful law firm.
Yes.
Yes.
Until he drank out of the bottle.
He did.
And things didn't end well for
Until
Vince.
he practiced what he preached.
Exactly.
It was a dog law.
Freak
firm, by
will
the way.
saving your lives one step at a time.
Yeah.
One step. So the guys go looking for Skip, and they find his broken knife, and then they're like, "Hey, you know what's a great idea? Why don't we split up?" Which is always effective.
It worked in Scooby-Doo all the time.
Right.
100%.
I love the
Meanwhile,
mentality of something like that, like in these movies, we're like, let's split up. Because you're just like, well, if a killer does show up, there's somebody out there to hurt us, we could gang up on him.
right?
You know?
There's no blood on this knife. Should
Yeah.
we split up still? Yeah.
How about you walk out into the woods, just leave your weapons at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys know how numbers work, but 4 is more than 1. So if the 4 of us stick together against this one guy, we might be able to. Let's split up. You're right.
Vince with
split
his
up.
numbers.
Let's just.
Yeah.
Vince thinks he's all math-like.
Meanwhile, Nan confronts Muffy about a videotape, but we don't really get to hear the gist of that. She's like, "I found the videotape," and Muffy's just like,
So
and we
was
don't
that
see
part of the prank?
I believe so, because they do mention a little
Yeah.
bit later that it was about a birth, I believe.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah.
Are we talking about the baby crying on the recording?
Yes.
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 Yeah. I think there's not foreshadowing, but there's exposition at the end.
Correct.
Where she says, I know I got really personal with a lot of people
Correct.
here, so I think that had something to do with it.
Okay, so I thought she made a sex tape, but in my defense,
That's what I thought too. I
Yeah.
was like, is
When
it-
You
it
thought
was
it?
the 80s.
You
When-
thought it. I hoped for it.
when they were giving the explanation,
yeah.
it was probably around the time that Ella was trying to climb up my bed, and I was watching her, and she was looking at me, and she had these huge giant eyes, and I was just like, "Yo, you're real fucking cute."
Yeah.
And
You had
I was
pussy
I was
on the
petting
brain.
her, and I was talking to her,
You
and then
had
I looked
pussy
up,
brain.
and the movie was still going on, and I didn't think to myself to rewind it backwards a couple seconds because I probably missed some plot. I was just like, "Fuck, plow through this thing, get your notes down, so you can get down with these guys on Freakquels and just talk about
That's
it."
right, get
So
down
I
with-
really just blame Ella.
Yeah. Good.
Go on with your notes.
No, good for her.
Yeah, good
I
for her.
appreciate that. Yeah,
She's real soft right now.
I bet she is.
She's real cute.
This is out of control now.
This
I love
is
her.
This
crazy.
is out of control.
So, in the woods, Arch, played by Tom Wilson, gets caught in a trap and hangs upside down while a snake is trying to take a bite out of him.
Great scene.
Yeah,
That's
great
a really,
scene.
really
Yeah, it looks
good
awesome.
sequence.
That
And
scene
that's-
actually creeped me the hell out
Yeah.
with the snake. Like, that really got me.
That
I
snake,
hate snakes.
That,
but
that
was-
snake got some
does
good
excellent
acting.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I was convinced he was like ready to pounce because he was just like
The
up.
snake.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and he
patience.
does a couple.
Tom
times,
Wilson
but-
was too. He wanted to get laid through the whole movie.
Yeah. Now, Rory, I don't know if you know this, but that snake, his stage name
Christ, here we go.
was John Serpenter. Real name Jake Pliskin. He actually inspired Escape from New York because John Carpenter was like, "Hey, that's a cool name."
If you could only see Rory's face, I was like, really?
Actually, EJ, that snake in April Fool's Day was not that snake.
Yeah.
This was Snake Snakington, who had his breakout film in Moondance.
Well, John Serpenter, the cat, he talked to John Carpenter about his story because he was trying to escape out of Ireland.
Are you trying to imply to me right now that you know more about snake actors than I do?
No,
Well, then I'm going to have to question all of your sources.
but I don't
You
know.
can send them to me in a PDF.
Can you two put
will.
your snakes away so we can move on, please?
Yes. So
We really did bring snakes.
they call the constable because now Arch is missing too. So Hal and Nikki head to the well. And
Not to mention that Skip has been missing for quite an amount of time.
Correct.
Yeah.
Good observation.
And
there,
then
Vince. yes.
they're finally like, "Hey, where's
Arch
Skip?
is missing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody in the scene? No. Okay.
No one
Yeah.
cares about Skip.
No.
But when Archie goes missing, they're like,
Because he-
maybe
yeah.
we should call someone.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, let me ask you, at this point in the movie, is Amy Steele now wearing a tie?
Yes.
Not yet.
But I would like to comment on it, because I put in my notes, Amy Steele is wearing a tie now. She looks like she just lost her job and is now forced to sell knives door to door.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
So Hal and Nikki head to the well, and they drop both the bucket and the flashlight into this well. And
How?
maybe they should have sent someone
But
else.
how dumb? How dumb is Hal?
Beyond dumb.
Yeah, Hal is yeah. I don't know. He's kind of a dumb character.
Like he comes
but-
across as like a financial banker. He will be bankrupt.
Yeah.
No. See, you saw it that way, but like I saw Hal as like a hedge fund banker,
Right.
that stupidified his way to success.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So like through his own like being stupid, he still became successful.
So
Okay.
like he
Because that's the way it works.
so he
Okay.
literally failed upward.
Yes,
Yeah,
correct.
okay,
Yeah,
I got
that's
you.
what I have.
I
for
got
Hal.
you.
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
you.
So Hal is too chicken to climb down. So Nikki goes down
He
instead.
doesn't even realize the rope is in terrible condition. Don't let it go. It's going to fall immediately. It's going to break apart. He has no idea.
Yeah.
He's just terrible.
So Hal's like, oh, we got to get that bucket. But he's like, I don't want to go get it. Why don't you go get it? So he sends Nikki down.
That's what you
to
do.
get
She
this-
actually goes, I'll just go down and do it. Like, she's pretty ballsy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Nikki's a
She doesn't want to
Yeah,
wait for
she's
him.
a badass. Yeah, she
Yeah.
doesn't want it. She's going to do it.
and
yeah.
she comes across Archie's head. This is a great sequence, by the way.
I love this.
Like how
Yeah.
everything plays out.
Yeah.
So she comes across Archie's head and then Skip's head.
Yeah.
And at one point, I didn't know who the body was, but then I was like, oh, that's probably Nan. And so she basically is down there, and she comes across all like Nan and the two dead bodies, and she's freaking out. So Hal like climbs down.
Yeah, if you've ever been to like a Halloween party, you know, like bobbing for apples.
Yes.
It was essentially like this.
Yes.
But it was human heads.
Yeah.
I kind of give me
was very
flashbacks
well
to Poltergeist.
Oh,
in the
pool?
In the
Yeah.
pool.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
That's a sweet movie.
Oh,
Next on Freakquels.
No, it won't be. You know why?
They're
Because
doing
it's a
it.
good fucking movie.
Poltergeist is so good.
Yeah.
It is.
And I don't care what
That's-
anybody says, Steven Spielberg directed it.
It's very present.
Yes.
Wait, is that a thing?
Yeah,
There's it's been rumors for years. If you really watch that
Wait,
movie,
time out.
it's very Spielbergian.
Wait.
yeah.
Do we have time for this argument?
No, go ahead.
All right. Next, we're gonna bring you back
Okay,
just for
well,
this argument.
Okay, yeah, we could do that.
Actually, let's do Poltergeist, so then we can.
I
Okay.
would love to
Have
do
that
Poltergeist.
How
Yeah,
about
I
this?
love that movie.
Rory, here's what I want you to do. Like when we say poltergeist, I just want you to take a tone and bleep us out so people don't know what we're talking about. But Poltergeist is in like my top 5 of favorite horror
100%.
movies because that was one of the ones that my father showed me.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, that's terrifying. I never want to watch one of these again.
That movie was so even back that was 82. That was PG.
That was PG.
That was PG.
That is fucking
Yeah,
terrifying.
for when we watched that as kid, that is terrifying.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
it was PG.
can we do that where you yeah, okay. All right, I'm sorry. I'm going to stop talking.
No, 100% we have to do that.
What the fuck are you two giggling
Nothing.
about?
Nothing. Nothing, man.
Nothing to worry about.
Wait, did you have
Nothing.
Okay, fine. All right.
I got
I'll keep
nothing.
my mouth shut.
I'm not laughing at nothing.
Okay.
Can't make me think I'm laughing at stuff if I'm not.
So back at the house, they get
Trust
a hold
you.
of the constable who is at the hospital visiting Buck. He's like, no, I'm with Buck, because they actually are suspecting maybe Buck came back and he's like effing with us, but
He's bucking with us.
Yeah, he's bucking with us, and they're like, nah, I guess he's stuck at the hospital, and but he assures them that he's on his way. They lock all the doors and windows and are told not to go anywhere. And in the study, Kit finds a picture of twins, and not the Shining twins, but like kind of like close enough.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Come
Hey,
play
there's-
with us, Danny. Come play with us forever and ever and ever.
There's a resemblance, which is enough.
yeah. Harvey then reveals that he overheard Muffy arguing with Nan over some secret tape or something, and then he reveals that he actually found some of the newspaper clippings and stuff, but no big deal. Muffy has been acting strange now this whole time, and she's just keeping to herself, but also doing stuff here and there that's like not very Muffy.
The behavior of someone who is acting weird.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, just real thing, I gotta inject this real quick. For Chaz,
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
at this point in the movie, Chaz looks like the friend you have who falls off the wagon, and you really hope he never gets better.
For everyone's benefit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I get that. Wait, did we go past the sex scene?
We did. We're jumping
Oh,
around a
we
little
did?
bit.
Yeah.
You got to do the.
Are
that
we
was,
past that?
No, please,
Yeah, that's like
please
way
go
past
back.
this.
We have to rewind because that is fantastic.
So when the
Archie.
That's
finds
some
out.
serious
when
Kama
Archie
Sutra shit
goes
going
into
on.
the room,
Yeah.
the position that he is in with a leg up on the thing and then two hands gripping, and then I didn't want to rewind because I didn't want to say that I rewinded to go back because you guys would make fun of me.
Sick bastard.
Anyway, I think there's 5 hands.
No, I rewound
I'm not
it, and
100%.
I
Like, because you
I'm just
see,
kidding.
like there's the bed and there's like all the rails on the bed and there's a leg and there's a hand, another leg, and then a hand and a hand. I'm pretty sure. I think there's 5 hands.
So,
Did you rewind it to check?
No. This is why. See the way you're judging me?
I'm
I
not
couldn't do
judging
that.
you. I just think you should confirm that.
So you want me to go back and report
When you went
to
back
you.
and rewound it, you can't judge somebody when you did the same thing.
Okay,
yeah.
anyway. Go
so
ahead.
I did do research on that.
Oh, you did?
I did,
Okay, good.
On that scene. So
Do you have pictures of it? Can you show? Okay.
So that position that they're in, I looked up in the Kama Sutra.
Oh my
It's
God.
called mangled in a car wreck.
Oh, okay.
Very difficult to pull off.
Is
Yeah.
that the one? Is it airbags deployed or no?
No, this is like
Okay.
you drank. You
That makes
thought
sense.
You were very confident getting behind the wheel.
Yeah.
Some shit happens. You lose your lover. You hear that Pearl Jam cover. It's that kind of
So this isn't like David Cronenberg's Crash. This
No.
is totally
This is
different.
like
Okay.
you just made a big mistake and your
gotcha.
life's over kind of thing.
Gotcha.
But
How
it's
cool!
sexy.
How cool though in a way when they actually film that though, instead of actually having not that Vince, you sick son of a
All
bitch.
right.
Yeah, Joe,
No, no.
tell
Joe,
us
just
about
say
it.
Actually,
no.
no.
We know what's going on.
No, actually, like when he's going, like when he's listening at the one door, but then he walks in, but they don't actually show him like open,
Yeah.
and go and like watching them, and then they show them just kind of looking up, and then it's him out in the hall just backing out, shutting the door.
Yeah.
I thought that was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Just
a
the way
nice
they
commodic.
shot it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was good.
fantastic.
It was good.
Yeah.
I liked it. I rewound
bet
it
you
and
did.
watched
Yep,
it like
you bet
8 or
you
9
did.
times.
Is
Slow
that why you were
motion.
late?
Yeah, in slow motion. Because I was like, I wonder if Vince is going to bring up the 5 hands. I should probably take notes. And so I actually wrote out 3 or 4 pages of notes just on that scene.
Just on
Can you,
that.
can you start from the top?
Since we need clarity, if you
Do you
guys
need
want if you guys out there just want to like watch it and send emails in about how many hands you saw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a very
Yeah.
good challenge.
Someone-
You're welcome.
You know what?
Yeah, you're
Someone
welcome.
take a still of that.
Yes.
And send it
Send
to our
it.
Freakquels
Yes.
page.
Yes. In care of
And
Vince.
tag Vince in it.
Yes.
Just begin the email, dear Hustler.
Or wait, better yet, can you send it to Vince's wife's email
Yes.
to let her know what kind of sick deviant he is?
All right, moving on.
Hal keeps watch downstairs.
Sick.
Muffy.
I'm not an introvert. I'm not an extrovert. I'm a pervert.
Hey,
There you go.
All right. So
There's your cold open.
Hal keeps
Aren't we all?
Yeah. 5 hands to that.
5 hands to that. So
10
Hal
bonus
keeps
points.
watch downstairs.
I'm going on a flight for free.
Well, that's gonna be in my emojis. Just 5 hands.
5 hands.
So Hal keeps watch downstairs. Nikki packs up her bags and wants out. And Chaz is trying to calm her down. So he's like, "Hey, Nikki, calm down." He's trying to make jokes. And
Check out my S&M mask.
yeah.
Wow, you're so charming.
And she continues to gather her stuff and leaving Chaz alone in the room wearing his like S&M mask.
What I find weird is that Vince wears the leather mask to work, but he didn't wear it to this episode, which would have been far more appropriate.
More importantly,
Do you
do
ever
you
get
mix
seated
and
by a
match
man
or
who's
wear
wearing
both? Can you
assless
can you
chaps?
wear assless chaps, a leather mask, and an ascot?
I do it all.
Are you still trying to pitch the sex swing getting installed behind the bar so you could swing customers?
We found the floor joist in which to hang it from. It's
Yeah.
just a matter of like how we're gonna move the tables around. Because do we want it to happen at a table? Do we want all of the tables to watch? It's
Yeah.
hard. I don't know what
I
we're
They're
like
also
doing
going to
yet.
change the name of the restaurant to Burgers and Ass.
I just like the red room thing you got going on back here.
Yeah.
An array
nice.
of weird toys. And
It's too much. It's overload for me. Yeah.
It's good. It works for you,
we
man.
should probably stop talking to Vince.
So
Hard edit.
no, it's coming.
No. I'm saying I'm hard. You should probably edit this.
What the fuck?
Cold open.
So when Nikki returns, she finds him on the bed, and basically she's like, "Oh, come on, what are you doing?" And he has his hands over like his crotch, and then eventually she moves like the hands out of the way.
Do you want us to say it for you? Penis.
Yeah, and
Penis.
Johnson.
If it's
Johnson.
if it's too hard for it to come out of your mouth, we'll say it for you. Go
Thank you.
ahead.
Thanks. So, anyways, she starts freaking out, and then she comes face to face with the killer, but we still don't see the killer. And at this point, every time someone does come across the killer, it kind of cuts away.
You
So we
can
don't
see the hands, and if you pause the
Correct.
hands, you can tell whether
Oh, okay.
it's a man or a female.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
you
it's
can
not
do that.
always accurate in slasher movies, though.
True.
Because at the very end of the original Friday the 13th, when Betsy Palmer gets her head cut off,
Yeah.
they needed a special effects artist
Yes.
to be there, so they had.
I know.
I think
they
it
did.
wasn't Tom Savini. Was it Tom Savini's hands?
No, I think it was someone else.
Yeah,
but they
it was
had
like his
hairy
buddy.
arms.
Yeah, they had like and so like Betsy Palmer's hands suddenly had like hair on them, and
Huh.
Yeah.
So you
But
can't
yeah, if
always
you
rely
pause
on
it-
that.
That's
Yeah.
even like in Halloween, the hands for the that are when Michael's like 8.
Yeah.
That's actually Deborah
Hill.
Hill's
Yeah.
hands.
Yeah.
There's not
Yeah,
a
the
Halloween
producer.
fact that you could throw out that I don't.
Yeah,
know.
I'm as big as a Halloween fan as you,
Yeah,
brother.
yeah,
You know
that's
that's
it.
And
we
Tommy
can
Lee
go at it,
Wallace is the one that busts through the closet so that way.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they had like one maybe good chance of getting it.
Yeah.
So Nick Castle was like a little like, oh, I don't know. And Tommy Lee Wallace was like, oh, don't worry about
What
it.
a
I'll do
great
it.
shot! Oh, right when he comes through.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
it's
the-
one of the
so
best
Let's not get
welcome
started
back
on
to
this,
our
'cause that movie's a
Freakquels
masterpiece.
episode of Halloween.
Yeah.
The best.
So Rob tells Kit about the constable giving a warning about Muffy, and in the attic they actually find Barbie dolls all made up to look like their friends, and
So
also
the
murders.
dolls that were at the table in the dining room when they
Yeah.
all sat down, correct?
Yeah.
And then it's almost like she set them up in the way that they were going to
And
die.
you can they are because
Yes.
they're even when you look, the one is like in a fishbowl kind of thing, like
Yep.
a well,
The
and
two-
then the other one's already set up on the bed with
Yeah.
the blood. Yeah.
Becca
Yeah.
said
The
there
two
was
of them.
some kind
Yes.
of Agatha Christie thing to that too.
Oh, 100%.
That's like a
just the
thing.
way they're setting it up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Is that in the
Yeah.
book?
Oh, I don't read.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Huh?
we'll never know.
Yeah.
We'll never know.
So
Like trash.
Like a Canadian goose. Like a flock of geese. Jesus Christ. Oh, God.
So Kit, they rush downstairs once they see these flares are going off from the constable. So they rush downstairs and they find that everyone is basically dead. And they rush to the pier and they find the constable's boat.
No. They wait, hold on. They no. They set off a flare.
Yeah.
After everyone in the room says, okay, when they set off a flare, that means it's time to go.
Right.
As if no one is devious enough in this room
To set off
to
a flare.
possibly set off a flare to get us out and be vulnerable. Like, no.
Right.
No one's capable of that here.
Exactly. So
At the first sign of a flare, let's go outside.
yeah, so they run down and they do try to gather people, but they're all either missing or dead. And so they get down to the pier.
I'm so sorry. Just one more fact. That not 10 seconds earlier, he looks out. She asks him, is there any sign of so-and-so driving to us? He goes, no. And then 15 seconds later, the flare goes off. Like,
Yeah.
he would have missed him driving up
Yep.
that quickly.
Yeah.
I'm still mad about it, but go ahead.
But yeah, so they rush to the pier and they find the constable's boat and a letter about an escaped patient, but no constable. The two, Rob and Kit, head back to the house and sneak into the basement, and they start putting it together that Buffy is the twin sister to Muffy.
And the brother was Duffy.
and the brother is Duffy.
Yeah.
And,
The dog's name was Fluffy.
Yeah.
And then you had Grandpa Guffy, and I think
Hey, real quick fact. Amy Steele
yeah.
in Friday the 13th 2, there was a dog named Muffin. And then there's a Muffy in this
Wait, did you
movie.
hear
Same
that?
producer too.
Did you hear the gasp from EJ?
Right? Because we're like, we bonded over like Friday the 13th, Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street when we were young men,
Yes, we did.
you know? Yeah. So we love these facts.
Yes, we do.
I witnessed these two children bonding at Cinemark over this. I witnessed it.
You saw our first kiss.
I did.
That's right.
He videotaped it.
Now that would be because I was an adult then and they weren't. So that
Yeah.
we should probably
I was
stop.
actually
You were
cornered.
arrested moments later.
We don't want to talk about it.
So quick.
Yeah, my first kiss, I was actually cornered. Couldn't escape.
Well, that was not really a kiss.
That wasn't
It
Rory's
wasn't?
intention.
That's
Wait,
something.
was it? Oh, okay.
Hey, but one thing, real quick, before we
Yeah.
move past that, it was your fault.
Yeah. So,
Wait, was he asking for it?
He was. It was the way he was dressed.
so Kit,
I think we were in the striped shirts back then, weren't we?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
He looked like a big candy striper.
yeah.
Yeah.
I did.
I remember those.
Yeah.
So they also find the head of Muffy behind the painting, which is such a cool reveal because you see like the eyes.
The fact that they brought
looking
that
through.
down there again because with the
cat?
with the
Yeah.
cat, like, you skip that part, but like they actually bring that back
Yeah.
into the fold, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
Which, when they pull that down, you know, oh, they're going to use that again.
Yeah,
It's
but
going to
Yeah.
come back.
But the
at
way
some
they
point.
did it wasn't. It was so good.
Yeah,
It wasn't
it was good.
cheesy. It's almost like here's how we start.
And
here's how we're gonna end.
Also, the idea of using those big cat eyes, which have a huge pupil, and then
Yes.
having just straightened black.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
good.
It was
It's so
fantastic.
good.
it really was good.
And creepy too.
Yeah,
Great cat
very
acting.
creepy.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I also love how Rob sends Kit. He's like, you move it. You go ahead.
Yeah,
I'm ready.
I'm ready to strike,
Yeah.
but you move it.
Yeah.
Like I'm like 10 or 12 feet behind you. You get it.
You can do this. I believe in you.
I believe in you. You go ahead.
All the men are like real cowardly in this movie.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Did you
yeah.
know, if you really do watch that seriously, the women are the ones really with like the balls in this. The guys are all like, oh god.
So we see where Kit is now in the house and she kind of figured out the whole deal with Muffy and Buffy, right? So at one point she gets cornered by the crazy one, Buffy. And when all seems lost, she goes into the next room and boom, everyone is in there and alive. Everyone's just sitting
So
in
everyone
that
that
room.
she watched die, Skip, everybody, the
Everyone
entire
she
crew.
saw, yeah.
Real fast to go back to the one, even the window that they go through in the basement
Yeah.
was set up in the beginning. It was that plan because Muffy actually opens the window in the beginning of the movie when she's in
Yeah.
the basement, opens it, knowing that if
That's
everything
gonna
goes
be-
according to plan, they will end this coming through that window.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, it's literally so that's why it's really well done. It's really a
Yeah.
good movie.
It's so good. Yeah, so when she goes in there, everyone is alive, and she's just like, "What?" And they're all like, "April Fools!"
And where is her boyfriend at this time?
So the boyfriend is still trying to figure out like a way out of there. And-
He's still,
Let me out of here! Oh my god, don't hurry! I love you! I love you!
he's
Yeah.
still trapped in a closet.
yeah, because he's like locked in, and so he finally busts through, and he runs in, and everyone's still alive, and they're all laughing. And she's like, "Oh, it was a joke." He's like, "What? What?" And he just sits down.
I like the way she takes the knife and just kind of softly stabs herself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fake.
Oops,
It's
that was the
like-
wrong one.
Yeah. She's like,
Wow, that wasn't the right one.
She's like, "Oh no!"
Anyone want to play catch the knife?
But it's so it turns out Muffy.
Can we play that after this episode?
Yeah. And it turns out Muffy did this as an experiment to turn her house on this island into a murder mystery attraction that like people could come and have these kind of murder mystery type of parties.
Which, not to get off tangent, but think about this
Yeah.
now. That stuff is huge.
Yeah,
Right
This
now?
was
Yes.
1986,
Yeah.
and they were doing this, and now this stuff it's a gold mine.
Yeah.
And she just wanted to try this out to save the property, like for like all the expenses and stuff. Also, her using her friends as test dummies and kind of telling them as it went along. So not everyone was in on it from the beginning, except Skip, who turns out to be her twin brother, and then Buck, the constable, and all those guys were in on it as well.
Yeah.
But then it's cool when they're killed off. They're brought into it then.
Yeah. They're all brought in
and they still
once
had
they get killed off,
and they still had mistakes because the snake wasn't part of it.
Yes.
That was he was almost done with the snake.
Well, he was
Right.
actually in on the whole thing. Did you see him at the end when the snake was sitting on the chair?
yeah.
And they're all just
What's
like,
his
snake!
name?
There were, I like how the fact they do that though. There was still
Jake
little
Plissken.
there was still little flaws that could have went totally wrong.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, he could have died from the snake. You know what I
I
mean? If they didn't get there in time.
I also really appreciated
John
after.
Serpenter.
Well, I also appreciated
Call
that
me Serpenter.
when you got to the end of it, that the way it was explained is that every time you did see the killer and they put their hand on someone, you never saw them die.
Correct.
Yes.
So it was kind of like it couldn't have been them killing them. It could have just been them like, "Hey,
You're out.
out now."
And even
Yeah.
the look on their faces wasn't the typical like,
Oh my God.
scream. It was
Yeah.
kind of just like,
"Oh,
Yeah.
it's you,
Yeah.
Yeah.
son of a bitch."
yeah.
Yeah.
Get to
It's
the
really
end
good.
part though. You didn't get to the
Yeah,
end.
so she gives this reveal, and they all start partying to Three Dog Night, and
Which remind me to come back to that because having seen, I want to talk about that Three Dog
Three
Night.
Dog
thing.
Night?
No. There's
Oh.
Mama told
going
me
back
not
to
to
Mark.
come.
No, Mark. Go back. We'll come back to it. But when I go through my facts that I love to do, that was a marketing play that worked out for me as a young kid going to see this because that was part of the reason I wanted to go see this. So.
Okay.
Oh, okay. And so we see where Muffy goes up to her bedroom, and
But as before she goes up to her bedroom, she thanks everybody, and
Yes.
she essentially says like, "Hey guys, I'm sorry that some of this stuff got personal." Like,
Right.
and then she kind of mentions like with the girl that she talked about the abortion, she was kind of offended,
Yeah.
and then she goes through everybody else, just kind of like, "I'm sorry, but we all had a good time."
Yeah.
yeah, and so she goes upstairs. She's by herself. She finds
Drunk
her,
too, drinking
yeah,
heavily.
Jack in the box thing.
Yeah.
So she's winding it, and as it feels like it's about to pop, out pops Nan from behind, and she like pretends to slice her throat. And Muffy at first believes it, and then she's like, "Oh,
Gasps.
yeah." And then Nan's like, "April Fool's Day," and I was like, "That is awesome."
But actually, is it better? The Jack in the Box winks,
Yeah.
yeah,
which was great.
that was funny.
That was
Yeah.
fantastic.
But yeah, what did you guys think of this movie?
I think you didn't make me watch a horror movie.
Yeah,
It's not.
It's more of like a comedy,
and
right?
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed every aspect of it.
Yeah,
April Fools.
April Fools, you made me watch a good movie. Thank you. No, I really enjoyed this. I enjoyed the acting. We were talking about aspect ratios of how they fucked up with the aspect ratios. I think last episode, but I enjoyed that in the beginning of this episode. How it was like
Like the camcorder.
camcorder, handheld, and then it expanded out.
Yep.
I like that.
yeah,
Yep.
that was awesome.
That was cool.
Yep.
yeah.
And
Joe,
I do
what did
fuck
you
on the
think?
first date.
I love this movie. I actually saw this in theaters in 1986. It was
Yeah.
just me and God bless her, my grandmother,
All
my
right.
movie buddy.
So before you go any further, I was 3. How old were you?
I was 3.
You were 3.
I wasn't born.
Oh, fair enough. All right. Okay. Go ahead, old man.
I wasn't even born.
Keep going, Grandpa.
Vince.
I'm still not born.
Really?
Hey, you're like Bishop.
Getting back to it, I always get back to the Three Dog Night thing. The trailer when it was in theaters was pretty unique trailer if you look it up. It starts off because it's a Paramount picture, and they go, "Paramount Pictures cordially invites you," and it was literally like the dining room part with like a tray where they take the top off, and it's like an invitation to go see this. Like, not part of the movie. They actually made a trailer to try to lure you in. And the best part was saying how like it's a murder mystery with the narration over it, and they're playing "Mama Told Me Not to Come," and it just works so well, making me like, this is because they're doing all the stuff and then showing some of the murders and stuff like in it, the setup murders. So it just made it so appealing.
Huh.
You know what I mean? Like, it was really good marketing. The problem was the movie bombed because Paramount didn't know how to market it. They, like you said, it's not a horror movie,
Yeah.
but yet they went, but it is, and it's really
It
a
is,
black
yeah.
comedy. So
It
they
kind of
did-
is, though. It is, but
it is and it is.
Isn't
But
it?
the problem is that horror fans went, it's not a horror movie. There's nothing really gory in it. But then regular people went, it's a weird kind of film. It's a black comedy. They don't always work. So sadly, Paramount literally had no idea how to market it.
And do you feel like at that time, because I guess if you've seen like enough horror movies, you can see an ending like that and just be like, wow, that was kind of refreshing.
Oh, people hated the ending.
I was gonna say
They
the
hated
ending.
it.
Do you feel like they were just kind of like, oh fuck this movie?
100%.
Okay.
And
yeah,
they-
I've often wondered that.
They didn't get it. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes
Yeah.
sadly the audience is not. I don't want to say it.
I would put
bad
that on
way.
the audience because at the end of this,
100%.
I was like, "You got me. Good for you." You know what I mean?
You got
Like
me,
I was,
movie.
you got me. Fine, fair enough.
But
You-
again,
you win.
But here we go. How do I say this? You're going back to a simpler time.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean, and they just were like, ugh. Do you know what I mean? Like really, like so nobody went.
Ugh.
Yeah, no, really though. Like it was a simpler. They weren't thinking about it. They just went, this sucks. Like,
Yeah.
what kind of an ending is this?
Even though it was super creative, you've
Right.
never. I don't think we've ever done an ending like this.
I think though that's why, thank God, thanks to video and just being able to rewatch stuff over that it's kind of got a cult following now. It's a damn good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It really
it's
is a
good movie.
damn good movie.
Yeah.
What did you boys think?
I liked it. I liked it a lot. It's something that I watched when I was younger, and I remember liking it, but I never went back to like revisit it
Do you
until
remember
now.
how old you were when you saw it?
Probably about 10 or 11.
Oh, that's always funny. Okay,
I was Leo's age.
Okay.
When I saw this, but yeah, no, I remember watching it and liking it, thinking it was cool, and I loved Just One of the Guys. So to me, I was like, oh, cool. I love Chaz, and Just One of the Guys as well.
Again,
So, like,
that is an underrated film. That's so good.
next.
Billy Zabka.
Just
Yes.
remember, all balls itch.
Yeah. The brother is like unbelievable.
Fantastic.
But no, I loved it. I thought it was awesome, and I actually liked it more this time. Like I don't know, I
Than the
just
first time you
appreciated
went?
it
Okay.
more. Yeah.
I remember watching this a long time ago, and when that ending popped up,
Give
I
me,
was like,
give me a. How old do you think?
gosh, I was probably like a teenager,
Okay.
early teens,
All right.
And I just remember having, at that point, seen so many slasher movies. So when that ending happened, I was like, oh, that's awesome.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because it was just kind of like, wow, like, I've never seen someone have the bravery to do that in a movie.
Yeah.
And-
Where they're literally just kind of like giving you the middle finger.
Yeah.
And you're like, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we left the clues all along the way. The fact that you didn't figure it out, it's on you. And and when I got to the end of it, I was like, I bet you Rory found this delightful.
Oh yeah, like I've recommended this movie to a lot of people. Even like Matt Rinaldi, I remember like a long time ago, just been, check this movie out, and I remember he watched it and he loved it.
Yeah.
There's like that part of you that's kind of like when you see it, that's just like from like that producer think, right, where you're sitting there thinking like, okay, so that's your ending, but like I know it's gonna really piss the audience off. So there's this part of you that's like, wouldn't it have been interesting if it was all just a big giant joke, but like but the boyfriend didn't realize it, so like the guy comes out with the mutilated face and then he snaps out and like
And
stabs
kills
him,
him, and then-
or like he just like loses his mind over the whole thing, and have there be some consequences to the joke. Like I think that could potentially hit in a nice way, where it's almost like you have both sort of things. But as it stands, when I watch it, I'm so grateful that a movie like that exists, because god damn it, it's just like such like a,
That's why I love it.
yeah.
But you know what the funny part is?
It's an anomaly.
When we're talking about the ending, even years later, they did the similar kind of ending on a movie. Michael Douglas's The Game.
Sure.
It's the same kind of ending. It's a fuck you ending. I remember being in the theater, people were like, what the fuck was that?
They were mad.
I loved it, and people were just like, this is the worst piece of shit I've ever seen. You just screwed me. And it's like, it's absolutely brilliant.
No
Like-
one will ever talk about that David Fincher ever
Exactly. Another
He's
David
the
Fincher match.
worst.
again. He's poor guy.
He's a god.
What a hack.
I know. You see people and you're like, he's
I
not
dug
going to
his
make
new
it.
movie a lot.
I still have to watch that.
Oh, it's
The
so
Killer.
good.
Yeah.
I hope he can get unemployment.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, just in the realm of like 80s slasher movies, it's
But not even a slasher movie. That's the thing. It's not real.
it falls into that though. I mean, it's like, it's deceptive.
Yeah, it's a black
but
comedy
it is what it
slasher
is.
movie,
Like
yeah.
it's still going to be like, if
It's
there was,
really
like,
in a league by itself. If you think about it.
That's the thing.
It's its
If
own
you're going to
unique
be
thing.
very
Yeah.
true
Yeah.
to it, it
Yeah.
is
It's
very
a
much
unique
an
entity.
anomaly.
Yeah. They've really never made something like it since.
Yeah.
A remake.
Probably because
but
that
not-
one bombed.
No, seriously though. But that's the point. Like 100%. Like that's the sad part. Something this good and people have stayed away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like it's probably not going to work. You know what I mean?
I give credit to the producers, even though it didn't financially do well. but I'm glad
We got
that
the stats. We'll go through that.
We got the ending that
Yeah.
the writer
Intended.
had
Yeah.
and stuff, and they stuck to their guns.
Actually, I'm going to throw you off on that.
Really?
Yeah, you know me and my facts. I love my facts.
All right, let's get to
gonna throw
Joe's.
you
I
you,
don't.
You were wrong, and you're about to be proven wrong.
I can't wait.
You know,
Joe,
when I come, I bring the facts, man.
Joe, you're gonna embarrass him.
Let's go.
I'm not going to embarrass you, but I don't know if they stuck to their guns.
Hey, would you take that paper and just rub it in his face?
Come here, big boy. Yeah, you
Facts
like that? You
all
like
over
that?
your face.
Yeah.
It tastes like tree sap.
That's not tree sap.
All right, I actually don't like facts, so everything you're about to say, I'm just going to ignore it.
All right, fuck it.
Let's go into the segment called Joe's Facts.
Joe's facts.
I'm gonna make a little song for that.
Oh, please.
Yeah, so you can edit it.
Joe's
in
facts.
later.
Yeah, please.
Yeah,
Something like that. I love it. Make it happen. Make it happen. Make it happen. I want my own.
Joe's facts.
I love it. Yeah.
Joe's facts.
I love it. Yeah. Joe's facts.
Eat some snacks while Joe gives his facts.
Yeah, I love it.
Joe's facts.
The next time I want that on here. I want
It's on,
Joe's facts.
and for this episode, it will be on.
Can
I
you do
want
that again?
Please do it.
Okay, no. All right, fair enough. Good enough. That was
It's
perfect.
just like a shooting star, dude.
It's good.
You saw it or you didn't.
Yeah.
All right, you know how we're always talking about Late Night with the Devil? Why did they release this in March?
Yeah.
When it's a perfect Halloween movie?
Yeah.
They were actually brilliant with this because they actually released it on March 27th,
Okay.
Hell yeah.
but yet it didn't work. Cost $5 million. They only made back 13.
$5 million. They made back 13.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good.
13
How-
million
wait.
or 1,300?
Well, don't forget the $5 million doesn't count.
You have them making $1,300.
The $5 million though, but then you got to throw in marketing and all that. So basically, it didn't make its money back.
I mean, slasher bucks, that's not too bad.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Yeah, but again, they wanted.
Not a big hit.
It's not a big
gotcha.
hit. Like I said, I mean, I was at
It's
the
not
theater.
like,
Nobody was there. It was me and my grandmother. Like, that's it.
It's not.
You know what I mean?
It's probably not as successful as say a lot of the slasher movies that were made during that time.
Correct, because don't forget, they're going off of Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
They're going off of Nightmare on Elm Street. They're going off of that, and it didn't work. But
Joe's facts.
Joe's facts.
Just facts.
Where do you think it was filmed?
Ottawa.
West Scranton.
I think it. No.
It did resemble West Scranton.
I would say probably Canada.
They were considering shooting in Martha's Vineyard, Massachusetts, and Seattle, Washington, but the producer, Frank Mancuso Jr., chose to shoot the film in Vancouver Island in British Columbia.
Yes.
Nailed it.
'Cause
Filming
when-
took place over 6 weeks at 2 private properties.
Yeah.
Yep.
Joe's
Joe's
facts.
facts.
Still not done.
You know what? Once I heard Frank Mancuso Jr. Was involved, I was like, probably Canada because of the whole Black Christmas.
He also said British Columbia, and I blanked out. I was like, man, British Columbia's got great weed out there.
And then here's, of course, what happened with the box office. It was released theatrically on 1,202 screens and earned $3.4 million during its opening weekend, eventually grossing a measly $13 million domestically. Though a somewhat commercial success, the director reflected the tragedy, I think, or the great disappointment with the film, was that Paramount Pictures didn't know how to release it other than a typical slasher picture. So most audiences came in expecting to see something that they weren't going to see.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yep.
I like
Then here's it. Only came on Blu-ray. Guess when?
Last year.
that. April Fool's Day.
2020 by Scream Factory. Paramount never even put it out on.
Oh, jeez.
I know there was a DVD. That
There were
used to own.
DVDs, but they didn't
But
put
not
out-
like a Blu-ray.
Correct. Like the Blu-ray was actually Scream Factory, so the boutique label had to put it out because they weren't putting it out.
I would have killed to be in the meeting of hey, do you guys want to? No, we don't.
No.
Yep.
No, you can
Yep,
give it to somebody else.
Exactly,
You
to
don't
somebody else.
wanna- Joe's facts.
Joe's facts. So now here's 2 things. So an additional final sequence
Two
in the
things.
film. 2 things. An additional one comes into literature. We don't read here, but we're going to put it in there.
We don't.
An additional final sequence in the film was presented in the original cut, had the group leaving the island and Skip enacting an actual murder of Muffy, wanting to take their family's inheritance for himself. Paramount executives disliked this dark turn and mandated that the final sequence be exercised so that the film could end on a high note with the character celebrating after the revelation of Muffy's elaborate prank.
So
It was going to be a real murder. They were going to kill Muffy. But the studio interfered, going, no, we want it to be a happy ending, that Muffy's thing actually worked, not actually take her out by what she kind of put out there.
So you were dead wrong.
Dead wrong.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Yep,
Jesus.
because that was actually...
I'm embarrassed for you.
It's okay. There was actually a novelization of the film, which actually published this and actually put out some stills of that scene that they actually did film it. So they're out there, but they never actually did it. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. He springs from how he does it in the draft of the script. He springs out of the closet and cuts her throat. At first, he panics, then it realizes it was a joke when they see the friends standing all around. So that's
kind of like what you were saying.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt like that ending was in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it feels like
Then he
it's
stays-
going to happen,
Yeah.
and then it doesn't.
You build
Basically-
somebody up like that.
Yeah. Basically, it's like in the novelization
I
of
know
the film
shit.
that was published in '86 alongside
Rory's facts.
Rory's intuitions.
Rory's intuition against Joe's facts. There you go. Yeah, the novelization featured the alternate ending in which Skip sneaks back onto the island after everyone's left to kill Muffy for his share of the family money, though he fails and winds up dead himself. This ending's never been released, but stills of it have actually surfaced. A revised draft of the script included another version of the above-mentioned ending when Skip sneaks back onto the island to kill Muffy. He springs out of the closet, cuts her throat. At first, she panics, then it realizes it's a joke. So kind of like the ending that was already there, but it's him.
Yeah.
And then she sees the friends standing around, knows it's a joke. The script states that Skip stayed on the island to help her with the bed and breakfast. So a couple endings. Yep.
Oh.
And then, of course, they made remember the Rob Zombie Halloween films?
Yeah.
They actually made a direct-to-video remake of this in 2008.
Oh, Scout Taylor
with
Compton,
Scott
right?
Taylor Compton.
I
But heard it's
saw
terrible,
that, and
but
I do not remember anything.
apparently it's so bad. That's why it was.
So you
direct-to-video.
watched a movie and completely have no recollection of it?
Yeah, it was like my brain was like Teflon.
We have to watch that movie then.
Yeah, we have to definitely.
If you have no... you
Yeah.
don't- Okay,
Yeah, we have
perfect.
to watch that. Then we're gonna end it with Joe's box office. 'Cause you know how we like to, because you remember the one we were going over this. You're like, that was that year. That was that year.
Yeah.
Ready for
wait.
Yes, go.
Joe's box office.
I need themes for every
Joe's
introduction.
facts.
That's right. You love me, people. You know you do.
Joe's box
That's right. Ready for the films that came out this year? Ready?
Hit me.
This is in the order that they were for the year.
Okay.
But these are what came out.
Wait,
top
what year?
grossing.
Hit me.
1986.
1986.
Yeah, we're going top grossing, but these are movies that were competition.
Better than this one?
Correct.
Barely.
Barely. A little film called Top Gun.
Haven't heard of it.
Yeah.
Crocodile Dundee.
Crikey.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Vietnam movie called Platoon.
Oh, good morning.
The Karate Kid Part 2. Star Trek for the Voyage Home.
Oh yeah.
Back to School.
Back to school.
Aliens.
Oh yeah.
The Golden Child. The underrated Ruthless People. If any of you have ever seen that with Danny DeVito, it's fantastic. And some film called Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Huh.
Yeah.
You hate that movie.
Yeah.
That's
Do you?
a personal favorite of mine.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
That
Sorry, I
movie.
misquoted you.
Yeah.
Joe's
box office.
Joe's box office.
All right, and now what are your emojis for this film?
Who's going first?
You
Rory?
go first.
No, Rory, you go
No,
first.
it's all right.
Rory, please.
I don't want. Let's
Rory.
go with Joe. Joe's emojis.
Joe's emojis. Definitely Muffy's plaster cast head.
Okay.
Probably the noose that she pulls down from her
Oh yeah.
bed, only because that was also in the poster on
Right,
the girls
on her
with their
hair.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
definitely the noose. Probably a knife because of the knife game.
Yep.
We're gonna throw a Thomas Wilson in there. Just called McFly.
Yeah.
Just because he drove me nuts. And probably a snake
Oh.
because of the
good.
snake that almost killed him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like it.
It's a damn good movie. This is one of
Yeah.
my favorite movies. It's a damn good movie.
I got a boat. I got a lighthouse. And... Oh, shit. I just lost it. Hold on. Oh, lighthouse. What was the last one? Drowning. I'm drowning. Rory, you want to save me? No?
Nope. You're on your own, Dick.
I texted it to my wife.
All right, you're off the show.
All right, go ahead.
My emojis for this are just 5 hands.
Okay, thank you.
I got some shit.
Go ahead.
I got a retractable knife. It's really just a knife emoji, but I'm being creative with. And if you don't like that, then don't listen. I got a snake because I really like the snake actor in this movie. I thought he was great.
Yeah, Jake Plissken.
Jake Plissken.
Well,
Snake
real
Plissken.
name
Yeah, I gotcha.
John Serpenter. Yeah.
John Serpenter. It's quite good. I was still got the fact checking on that one because I think you're just talking out of your ass. I found a camera on here because they're like filming shit at the beginning.
Yeah.
And they're saying all those embarrassing lines.
And then he just ditches it.
He ditches it.
Once he gets to the island.
Yeah, once the island kicks in, they just lose track of that whole filming the movie subplot. It's just weird. It's inconsistent. It makes this movie feel like they just didn't know what they were doing. And my next emoji, it's a cat because a cat jumps out and scares the guy, and Joe didn't even remember him.
Michael Meowers.
Yeah, Michael
Meowers is the heartbeat of this movie.
I'm actually going to go home now, rewind to see if there's 5 hands, and I'm going to watch the cat.
I found a bucket. There's a bucket emoji in case anybody at home doesn't know that. I don't know if you would or would not know that. And then I found a sneaker. Because at one point when I was watching the movie, I was looking at Nikki's sneakers, and I'm like, Nikki's got some cool sneakers.
Those are nice.
She's got a cool little style going on.
Cool,
She
cool
is
kicks.
amazing. I'm kind of like shocked because I was like, oh, what else did she do after this? But she only did like a couple things. Like she should have been like more of a breakout star.
Hey, and you know what? Maybe I could just finish my emojis.
Oh yeah.
Real fast. Before
I got one more.
Your...
No, I'm gonna finish my goddamn emojis.
All right, it's your show.
It's
your show.
I got a fist. Move on. What's going on, Joe?
No, it's your show. No, fuck it. No. I was gonna say no for being 1986.
I love that you could tell how late it is.
Yeah.
When I start losing it.
No, all of us.
Our voices start going like this and just down. No,
just the level of goofy.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, go ahead.
For the time that movie came out, when it was all kind of like with the horror movies, tons of nudity and stuff, there was no nudity in this movie too. None.
I saw the snake get naked.
The snake was naked.
Yeah,
That doesn't
I saw
count.
his
Like
belly.
they allude, but like when she comes out the window and stuff, and but there's no actual. It's like that's actually pretty. Like the movie being rated R could actually now probably be PG-13. It's not really.
How many F-bombs did they drop? I think you get to drop
I
one.
think they dropped that many.
There's not that many. Like it's actually that's what I mean. Like it's an actual really kind of clean,
Very tame movie.
Yeah, but I appreciate that because they were really going against what was coming out at the time. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like they actually pulled something off where it's like this is fantastic.
It's almost like the church made a slasher movie.
I do believe at the end it said the Pope does approve this message.
Yeah.
I'm so fucking tired.
Yeah, we're there.
No, think about it. Like
the
there's all these.
Pope approves this movie.
There was all these like Friday the 13th movies coming out, and the church was like, let's make a slasher film where everyone stays friends at the end.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like a pastor was like, hey guys, do you want to do a little prayer circle before we film today?
Exactly.
You want to see this little slasher movie that we made? I know how you kids like it.
Yeah.
What if at the end it's all just a big game? Nobody hurts each other.
Yeah.
And look at that. There's a snake, and that's the serpent. Stay away from him.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's the message of the movie.
He's the only real villain in this.
Oh, Father, what's with that gratuitous sex scene? No, we'll just skip right past that.
Why are there 5 hands? But, all right. So, Joe, is there anything you would like to plug, sir?
The movie page that my friends Mike and Justin and I have, which is Northeast Pennsylvania Movie Mania. You can go on there. There's like a ton of stuff we post every day, just like news stories that break. You can find these podcasts on there. You can find Fourth Cut Reviews, which is our friend Chris. His reviews are on there. My reviews are on there. It's just a ton of fun. If you're locally listening, like in the area, you can come to some of our events that we plan, a movie thing, because we did the Dune one, which was great. There was probably like 14 of us at least. Mm-hmm. That was a good time.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that was a really good time.
And then we did Ghostbusters.
I wasn't there for that.
Oh.
How embarrassing.
Yeah, embarrassing. EJ's getting booted from the group.
Do you know?
Wait.
Do you know why you weren't there? Because
Yes.
you weren't invited because no one likes you.
You know what? Godzilla.
It's true.
Godzilla.
Gotta throw it out there.
Godzilla, even though I didn't know you were going to Godzilla, but you were there. But yeah, that's it's an interactive page. Like I said, you can find everything. And like I said, we try to be as interactive as possible and come up with new stuff. It's just a fun time with all of us on there. And
I, for one, have left the group.
Yeah.
I noticed somebody left today. Was it you?
It was me.
It was you?
I just wanted to be alone.
Okay.
Needed to check.
You can still post your podcast in there, though. We're fine with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was put that in there for you.
Yeah.
No,
I like
the movie group is a lot of fun, and I do feel like it is a great source for getting movie news because you guys are really good at dropping news all the time. Like, I feel like there's not a day that goes by. It's like every single day you guys you're on top of like different movie articles and news coming out.
Yeah, no,
breaking.
That's what we're trying to do, and like I said, it's interactive, and it's as opposed to having to look through everything. It's like the important stuff that we kind of think is like, oh, everybody's interested in this or this, or You know what I mean? And then again, there's interaction. We try to respond to everybody, and it's a fun time. Yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah. Make a jerk out of yourself in the comment section.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
That's the goal.
But the best part, it's for if you're a movie fan, you just have fun talking to other movie fans. Like Kristen had put it on there. She said she's like, I love it because it just brings you can just talk about movies and stuff, and nobody, it's great.
I tried to so early on, they had like where you could post like anonymous, right?
Yeah, we stopped that.
Yeah, so
I stopped that.
Yeah, so the funny thing is, I have a confession to make.
You son of a bitch! It was you.
Yeah, so so I saw you like. Or like, why? Who posted anonymously?
Okay, Justin, I owe you an apology because we all were coming after Justin. Justin, I owe you the biggest apology.
So the first one, I don't know who did the first one.
No, fuck you, Justin.
But I saw you say something like, why would someone do that? And so then I started to do it.
Oh, you bastard.
But I was trying to frame Kristen, and I was like doing stuff about Hercules and Titanic.
And it was
Taylor
working
Swift.
too. Because we're literally there going, would Kristen actually do this? We're like, really?
Yeah. No, that was me.
Okay, so one real quick thing. That is the most EJ thing. That is so you.
EJ,
Yeah.
you're a
wait a
shady
minute.
motherfucker.
I just got a text message from Chris. Fuck you, EJ. Yeah.
No, he knew.
You know?
Yeah,
Of course he
knew.
did.
Yeah, he knew.
Okay.
Well, no, because
just got a text from Kristen. Fuck you, Chris and EJ for trying to set me up.
I confessed to Kristen way before. So she's like, what? Why me? Because I was like, because it has
You had to
to
see
be.
how fast I stopped
Someone's got to go down.
No, literally, like me, Mike, and Justin. I'm like, "Who's this anonymous?" Like, we gotta stop this. I'm like, we gotta stop this now. Nobody can post anonymous. This is ridiculous.
Oh, you just like ruin their lives. They're all turning on each other.
Well, it's like we let
Friendships
this,
ended.
Like all I was like, but really, I'm like, all this is happening now. This is gonna turn. Somebody's gonna post something to piss somebody off. This is how it happens.
Honestly, serious question. EJ,
Yeah.
what's wrong with you?
Rory could explain this.
I was gonna say, take as much time as you need.
I'm just
What
gonna
the
say,
fuck is wrong
I'm
with
gonna
you?
say this. There's nothing wrong with EJ. More people should be like EJ.
You might be right.
Stop taking life too seriously.
Yeah.
Joe's site's really good. Let's shut this fucker down.
No, it wasn't even that. It was just like I just wanted to be.
No.
I like chaos. I like just being chaotic sometimes.
You don't do that when you're just trying to start something.
No. That's what
I was
happens.
ready to pull the plug. I was like, I'm not going through this shit on Facebook.
That's what happens when you get bored. That's him being bored. He just wants to ruin people's lives.
Yeah.
If he could.
Yeah.
If he could do it,
This goes the no,
and a quick little comment here
I'm
or
throwing
there.
a shout out right now to Mike because I was ready to pull the plug, and Mike's like the like calming soul, and I'm like, some son of a bitch is trying to destroy this group. Joe, we'll just weed them out. Calm down. So, Mike, seriously, I owe you, because I was ready to pull the plug and go, fuck it, we're done.
Wait. Can I tell you something else?
If Mike was in on it, I'm going to be really pissed.
No, I told Mike maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Fuck you, Mike. You didn't tell me.
and Justin, too.
Fuck you, Justin. You didn't tell me.
We all went out to dinner, and I told him,
my
I
God.
was like, that was me.
I'm telling you right now, I hate everybody except for Rory and Vince.
He told me too, though. I didn't know what he was talking about.
fucker.
Yeah.
So anyways.
You're evil. Yeah. Go ahead,
Vince, what
Scott.
would you like to plug?
I don't know. After that, I'm exhausted. It's too late. I'm gonna plug Gravy Diggers.
Yes.
I love me a good pot pie made with motor oil. So if you're ever looking for one, you're in the neighborhood, stop by 3 Jacks, go in the back room, in the closet, knock 3 times. Do not, trust me, do not. There's a little hole next to the door. Don't stick anything in there. Just knock, and he'll bring you pot pies out. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I have. You guys have anything
I'm going to
else?
go a little bit better to help Vince out since he's talking about glory holes and Popeyes. Yeah, he'll post some pictures on the website too on the Movie Mania, like something like burgers of the month of the week. What
Burger of the month.
Burger of
It's-
the month. So
yeah.
like if you go on there, he'll post some stuff. You know, you go to a movie, then you come to 3 Jacks, enjoy a meal.
Little brie cheese, little
Yeah.
Jim Beam red stack cherry compote, maybe a little bacon on a burger,
Yeah.
French fries.
If you
Yeah,
use a
that's
credit card, he'll give you frequent flyer points.
That's
That's right.
Rory. Bring us home.
I'd like to plug some stuff. Got Raven View Productions. You can see it on the Facebook and the YouTubes. You can follow. You can watch some stuff that's on there. We got Fourth Cut reviews from Mr. Chris Conforti over there. We got the most important one that I'm going to plug tonight is the Kitties of NEPA Pet Rescue. If you'd like to help these cats out, just look them up on Facebook, and you can follow them, and you can see what they're doing. If you'd like to adopt a cat, and you absolutely should adopt a cat, you could do that, or you can just donate food, get involved. I know some of you are on drugs, and this might actually help you kick the habit if you put your money into something a little bit more positive. So stop being a scummer and help out the cats. NEPA Horror Fest in June 22nd of 2024. That's this year, in case you're stupid. My friend Jess Mione and Bob Keller are running it. It's going to be in Dixon City at the Circle Drive-In.
Thank you,
can
Jess.
go up there and meet Tony Todd and Virginia Matson. If you've got something better going on that weekend, I hope you die.
Is the VIP sold out? I saw
I
her.
have no idea.
Oh, I was talking. No, I thought it was sold out.
Might be.
Yeah.
Variant Season is a band of our friend Mr. Will Perna, Mark Janosch.
Yeah.
We speak very highly of them. They're wonderful musicians. You can follow them on Facebook and on the YouTubes, and you just go see them.
Yeah.
Scumbags.
Can we do an episode where we don't mention Jon Snow and what are the bands he's in? He's in.
Oh, the Eastern Tribute Collective.
Yeah. What are all of them? There's.
Red Capped Assassins.
There's that one and
Realign. Issues.
Yeah.
Issues.
Yeah. Can we just do an episode where we don't mention that?
No, we're actually going to mention it at the front and the end.
All right. Okay.
Right. No, and also I just want to plug Adam Farley's music. Check it out on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes. Also, check out Jon Snow, of course, Eastern Tribute Collective on Facebook. You can find out all the dates of different shows of all the different bands he's in. He's in like 9. He's a frontman of like 9 bands.
23. He's in like 23 bands.
Yeah,
Something like that.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
New metal god.
No.
He's starting to branch out, though.
Metal Messiah.
The Metal Messiah.
New Metal Messiah.
He's starting to branch out, though. He was saying when he was here tonight, he's doing like some kind of like a Lawrence Welk tribute.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh
Lawrence
my
Welk
God, that was
tribute.
awesome.
Yeah. And also, don't forget to check out FREAKQUELS Instagram, Facebook. Make sure to rate and review us. 5 stars only.
You got like a TikTok now, right? That people made.
Oh yeah. So we have a TikTok now.
Wait, why?
You can check it out.
A couple people made it
because people made it.
Okay.
And,
Vince, we have so many fans. They just want to be involved.
FREAKQUELS has nothing to do with it, but there's a TikTok out there they made apparently.
It's unofficial.
They have no control over it.
Follow our unofficial
Yeah.
TikTok.
unofficial.
It's officially unofficial.
Officially unofficial.
Guys, thank you so much for listening, and we really appreciate you guys tuning in every single week. And without you guys, we couldn't do this. So thank you very much. Also, I do want to plug our email, frequelpodcast@gmail.com. If you have anything you want to recommend, or if you have any questions, or you just want to say something to us, just go ahead. All right?
And if you'd like to anonymously leave Joe some messages on Movie Mania.
Yeah, just make sure that it's don't put your name on there.
All right.
Just make sure it's anonymous. I want all the anonymous ones.
I was going to say, I'm going to make this a thing. I'm going to go on and just... Can I still post anonymously?
No,
we took. Then I'll just
they took that feature.
I made sure that was gone immediately.
Wait, why did they take the feature away?
Because of this.
Because of me.
Yeah.
You should just you should post as Young V.
Young V.
There you go, Young V.
All right, listen, everyone, please go to the Movie Mania page and just post shit about. Just do that. I'm in on it now. So yeah, okay, good. I can't wait.
So we'll be shutting it down.
Okay.
About 2 weeks, we'll be going down.
Next time we have him here, he's like, yeah, it was fun while it lasted, but.
Yeah. You fucking bastards.
Yeah, all of a sudden I went home, there was like 35,000 anonymous posts.
Oh, Joe, that won't be...
Shoved a shotgun in his mouth.
Joe, that won't be the reason you get canceled. It'll be other moments from this episode.
But guys, thank you so much for listening, and with that being said, thank you for listening to
Muffy!
I love it.
Wasn't a lot to grab onto for that episode.